Hopefully, my audio is not too poor, but if you are, by any chance, the oldest of your sibling, or even the supposed black sheep of your family, or even someone who grew not to know much love or caress or warmth, um, I want to preface something for you. It's very difficult to say because it's very difficult to express. We are taught to condense ourselves and more so than that, erase ourselves. So we never speak because our voice becomes a reminder to the ones that harmed us that in fact they have harmed us. I understand your pain, your anguish, your suffocation that comes from not being able to express yourself or to just being choked onto the words and pains and please listen to me that you have so much inside you. I understand. And I will try to say it without crying or tearing up. I have a brother and sister. And being the oldest, I understood bit by bit, year by year. Not everyone cares for their loved ones. They say they do, but they don't care. But more so than that, what I understand is this. In our, I believe it is 16-year gap apart, we, I became shield for life that is not even my own. And as we grow, you and I, we come to that realization bit by bit. Without even knowing, we are becoming such a sword and shield for life that is not even our own. Because we care for them. We care for others. Not just because we know pain or neglect. If that were the case, then the world would be full of much more compassion. That is not the case. But that intrinsicness of choice compelled us to become and choose and stand in front of horrors that we shrunk in front of. And over time, we shrunk in front of, even when they're not there. The abusers, the sociopaths, narcissists, etc., right? Because it becomes so conditioned in us. And we become conditioned to fit into a little box. Our bones break in that box. Our flesh tears. We're not meant to be there. The soul is not meant to be there, so confined. Yet, something in us understands that. We don't even know we do, but something in us understands that. Then we act without thinking. Whether that act is a form of defiance, whether that act is a form of acknowledgement, I will tolerate more, and I will say what I must say, or I may not say anything, but I won't break. You will get hurt more, yes. They, quote unquote, they will hurt you more, yes. Infuriate at you more, disgust at you more, teach you how worthless you are, how much of a lowlife you are. But intrinsically, something in you refuses to fully immerse itself into that opinion. And as long as that continues to bother you, it means you still have you. It's alive. And over time, that is what I understood, being supposed the oldest. I am still alive. It is why I can hold the weight of a human life that is not even mine, my sister, my brother. But not just that. Personally, for me, it was holding humanity itself, how I nurtured it, protected it, cared for it. And that is a 1 in 100 million rarity. I'm not egotistical about it. I just am. Very much so, the very thing in you that is. And it knows wrong is wrong. It knows confusion is wrong. But we want to force ourselves so much to be accepted by the ones who don't even see us as life. So how can you repeat that onto another life? You very much can, but you do not. For that you have my utmost respect and heart for it, and mind for it. For that you have my heart, my mind, my sword, my shield. And now, for myself, as the oldest, um, I did not have such fortune to remain with my heart, which was in the form of my sister and brother. But you look around, and some of these things, these are just a few. I'm afraid to even touch them. Because buried in me from a very young age, not just by the ones whom should have protected us, but by the world itself, which is so regressed in mind, love, intelligence, compassion. All of these are the same. It was so buried in me. I'm so hideous, worthless. I deserve to die and this and whatnot. So buried in me. So hurt, harmed, betrayed, left in isolation, left alone, tortured, abused. And that's what I began to believe I deserved. And I'm afraid to touch these memories because I fear my hideousness will taint them. I will taint what is beautiful. So I stopped reaching out for it. I stopped reaching out, let alone daydreaming, let alone even thinking or even having that perceived conception that beautiful and I can be even close together. I stopped wanting, I stopped desiring the barest of minimum, which was love. And I will say this without bursting into tears. My brother, my sister, oh man, will never get to say we were never loved because I was there. I stood in front of every punishment from parents, supposed parents, right? I stood in front of every venom, every anger, every threat, and I tanked it. It was aimed at them for years, then it was aimed at me, but I tanked it all. And I sit with them, and I hold them alone, and I say it with heart. You're perfect. And I say it to you, to the ones who've never had anyone to hold them, to the ones who wish out of desperation to be held. And that can take form of being a resentful human being, being a hateful human being, saying this group of individuals is all worthless, right? Or it may take in the form of us never reaching out to love. I share this with you, my brother, my sister, you watching, not just the two that I have, you, you're perfect. See, we are not shown ourselves, but we are shown what to look in the mirror and what to hate, what to conform into, what parts of you we should just accept are there and we don't like and continue not liking them. Because to be in pain all the time, to be in hate all the time makes it so we become dependent on the most infantile and wordless and sad, empty, pathetic people to tell us we are enough. And it's a lie. We don't need them to tell us. Just like, though I say it with my heart and love to you, you do not need me to tell you that. You're perfect. And when you are in love, you stop caring about how hideous you will look. You stop caring about the sounds you'll make, how you can breathe, how you walk, how you sit alone in your room and you're a wordless sack of shit because you were instilled fear and you hide in your room. Very specific, something I'm sharing, eh? In love, you can breathe, you can be free. You are not confused. In love, you are always enough. You've always had love. It was you. It's just you kept forgetting it by being around people who spend so much of their life running away from it. Via addiction, via thought, via feelings, via whatnot. And they become sociopathic, narcissistic, psychopathic. That is what a lot of people are. So what happens when you are always looking for love? You keep getting hurt. There's nothing to look for. There's only to be. You may have work. You may have people around you that are in shallow relations with you and with themselves. That's the only way you are in shallow relations, if you are with yourself. But being the oldest is not about having a younger sibling. Being the oldest is synonymous, or should be synonymous, with being love, intelligent. I have been a brother. I have also been a mother, a father, for life that is not even my own. Because love is boundless. It does not be restricted by the boxes of blood and bone and flesh. And one thing I learned, more importantly, The weak must become strong, and the strong must try the impossible, and impossible is love. Though I may be separated from my siblings, I don't want to believe it is impermanence. Nothing is ever impermanence. But if I love them, how can I be weak? How can you be weak if you love? You cannot. It's contradictory. Don't just get lost in being the black sheep, quote unquote, or the oldest sibling. Um, just a side note, I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit. I became so much protector for these two lives since before they were even born in the mother's stomach. So protective and loving for them that over time I realized I'm the only one who does love them in the truest of sense. Then it became love to then obligation, and then it became a vow, and then it became an entrapment, and became so shielding of their lives. I forgot what my life is. As noble as some things may be, it's easy to get lost in them. And we are departed now. But it's very difficult to answer yourself. But what do I do now? Right? The ones who harmed are not here. The ones who gave me purpose are not here. What do I do now with myself? What do we do with ourselves? With our lives? Right? Let's find out. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have any just things you think are so ununderstandable, believe me, and I promise you, I will understand. You can share with myself, and I will happily express guidance to you. And the guidance you will find is not so much go here, 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 here. It's a way back to yourself. So do share. And you may not need to forget all your pains. Carry on with them, just like you do with all your loves. Like I do this. See that? I wear it everywhere because my sister gave it to me. So let's find out what we do with ourselves. And let us continue being someone who can carry the weight of humanity. Because that is what love can do.